And with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and today we're going to be talking about how to set up your Invisalign Virtual with AI. If you want to see all my other content about Invisalign Virtual, you probably should watch that first because this is going to build upon that. In order to reach those, you can go into my YouTube channel, which is Straightsmile Solutions. You can go to the Invisalign playlist, scroll through, or you can go up on the tabs at the top where there's a little magnifying glass and put in Invisalign Virtual. Please watch all those videos first, or this is probably not going to make any sense. All right, moving on. So about a month ago, or maybe more, they released an AI version. I'm kind of meh on it. I gotta give this disclaimer. Sorry guys, I'm super tired of having almost all the money come in go out to lawsuits and defending myself, even though I'm doing absolutely nothing wrong. So there's a few companies that like to kind of follow me and then serve me and threaten me. And unfortunately, there are some aligner companies that do that. And ultimately, the content I make is just to help you guys so you can do more cases, be more profitable, be more successful, because in my opinion, some of these companies are not doing the greatest job educating, or their educational modules are owned by them and they're very one-sided, and I don't know that everything they teach is correct that an orthodontist would teach. So everything, I don't get a cent, a dime, an attaboy, or anything from Align Technology. The only reason I put content up there is because you guys are asking for it. I do use the product. I think it's a good product. I think a lot of products are good products. So it's one of the products I like. So I just want to put that out there. If you're looking for like super just education with no bias, that's my channel. All right, so that being said, I've had a few doctors. I've been promoting using virtual check-ins for, I don't know, if you watch my channel, forever. You know, even before it even fully existed. Dental monitoring was the only one, and that was the one I started talking about because I have seen tens of thousands of cases, maybe even more, going back 20 years, and it just works better when your patient does virtual check-ins. You will have fewer refinements. You will net more money. Your patient will be happier. There's just no way to lose here. And all you guys are always like complaining, oh, it costs too much money, it's too hard. Well, now there's a free version. If you're using Invisalign, it's free. You have no reason not to use it. You don't give your patients an option. As a matter of fact, in our office is a little different because we're like in a very urban area, and for some reason, patients like to come in. We have an older population, not a younger population. I think a lot of it depends on where you are. They love coming in every 3 to 4 weeks to talk story with the doctor and everything like that, the doctors, and they don't want to do this. You know, like there's a few younger patients that do. We try to get them all on it, but there's zero interest, you know. So what I recommend though, for those of you who are working with a maybe sub 50 population or a more progressive population, which is definitely not our population, is to give 2 price points. You have your regular price point, and you tell them that with this Invisalign, they're going to be checking in virtually. You're gonna get, you know, maybe initially after the first couple of aligners, we're gonna put them on the Invisalign Virtual. You don't have to do it at the start unless they're ready, because it does involve them downloading an app, you downloading an app, syncing the app, setting up some preferences. Not a big deal. If you see their iPhone out or their Android even, you know, and they're using it in the chair and they use apps, this is not gonna be an issue, okay? You do need to buy the branded retractor. It's in the Invisalign store. Last I checked, it was just like literally less than $1. It wasn't a big deal. That's the only thing you have to buy. But what I recommend, and I'm pushing for people to do, and when I go back to practice in 2027, which is my plan, once all my kids go off to college in California, I'm gonna have a completely removable practice, and this is just gonna be part of the deal. If you choose to come in, you're actually gonna pay significantly more. There's gonna be an additional button share fee if you need to come in and you're not using the virtual app. That is my plan, because I don't want that kind of patients. If you can't figure out how to use an app and you need to come in and have your hand held, it's probably not me, because this is crazy easy. Obviously, if there's a problem that we're detecting on the app, there's a few different prompts that you can do, then you're gonna come in, right? But it keeps the patient an accountability loop, a virtual accountability loop. They're checking in every week. They're confident. I can see things going on like a mile away that even before they would even know about it. Studies show, and you can talk to the folks at either Dental Monitoring System or In-Hand Dental, which are my 2 go-to companies for branded check-in companies. If you want something if you're not using Invisalign, or if you're using a lot of different systems and you want them all under a different roof that you can access and you control, and it's not controlled by a big company that's public, a lot of people don't feel comfortable having their content go to Align. Okay, I understand, I get that. some of them are expensive, some of them aren't. You should definitely take a tour, and I definitely have good connections at In Hand. If you want an intro, honestly, I've negotiated an incredible rate for you guys. That's probably better than you're going to get if you contact them directly. Shoot me an email, info@straightsmilesolutions.com, or contact me at info@straightsmilesolutions.com. Say how I want to get introduced to In Hand. I will introduce you to In Hand. Anyways, glad to help you out. As far as DM, I don't really have any connections there anymore, but they're still a great product. It's just, I think it's like literally a lot more expensive than In Hand. And of course, Invisalign Virtual is free. Anyways, all right, so now that I've given that disclaimer, this is a screenshot from the process when you set up your Invisalign Virtual. I had no other way of explaining this without their screenshot because I think it's really clear. Align Technology, if you get upset that I posted this, I will take this down. I think it's hurting everyone that's watching it because I'm going to be very positive and I'm going to be helping more people get on this. If I help more people get on this, they're going to have fewer refinements, which is going to save you, Align Technology, and all the shareholders money. There's no loss to me having this up. So I'm really hoping your attorneys will not reach out to me, and it really pisses me off when they do. So at the very least, if you want it down, have a C-suite member, not a rep, a C-suite member. Nicely email me. Thank you, because I'm getting sick of this. All right. This is the main thing I changed. I mean, when you first log in, you have to do all these terms and conditions. And then you get to change the way your name is and just kind of how you talk so you can personalize it so it sounds like it's coming from you or the company, not just from Align Technology. You want to do that. You want to change the verbiage. That's the first page. I don't really care. You guys can figure that out. This is the only page that really makes a difference. So this is the automatic assessment. It looks like you can turn off the automatic assessment, which is what I think we've done in our office. We actually don't, at this moment, we do not have automatic assessment on because we signed up before this even came out. So I think we're on the legacy plan, which is the old, we just get photos, we tell them what to do. It's not a big deal. We also just, like I said, we don't have a ton of volume. If you have more volume, or if you want to just kind of, geek out on this, it comes as default on automatic assessment. What I did is I slid these sliders way to the left because the default was anything less than 0.75 millimeters was tracking. I mean, so I'm sorry, but 0.70 millimeters gap between the tray and the tooth is not tracking. And then it tells the patient they can keep going. That's a huge problem. And if you will listen to especially check out my aligner delivery videos. I just posted one maybe a week or two ago, so it should be right at the beginning of my videos. It's like 2023 aligner delivery instructions, I think is the title. I go through this step by step, what exactly you should say to the patient. I just totally blew my mind, and actually blew my mind of some of the doctors I talked to. They're like, what the heck? So I said, no, slide these sliders over. So I slid this. I don't think it lets me slide it anymore. So 0.25 millimeters tracking, 0.25, 0.5 is possible tracking issues. Please wear your aligner for an additional X amount of days, and then they're going to check it in again a week. And anything above 0.5 is off track. Please go back to the previous aligner. I could change all these, okay, for another week and take photos. There's also one you could do, please call our office. I want them to go back to the previous one first before I have them, calling the office, especially if you have a lot of volume. That's going to get nutty for your front desk. So you can change the verbiage on all of these. This is pretty much defaults. All I did was change this, and then I changed this because I don't want them calling the office for that, because 0.5 is not a massive issue. I want them to go back, try again, and then if it happens again, I might have them go back by another aligner and try again, okay? And eventually, if we can't get it on track, come in, bring your older aligners with you, come in. Let's figure this out. We'll either go back and find the old aligner that fits, bring them all in, and I hope you're telling your patients to save all their old aligners in between visits. They must save their last 4, 5, 6 aligners. They cannot throw them away. And you guys need to explain that from day one, and even better if you provide them a little tackle boxes labeled or something to save them. Nobody has created something cool yet, but I find this stuff on Etsy. You can have it made. And if you've got crafty people in a Cricut, you can label it. I mean, I've done some demo videos on that. That's pretty much it. Patient does the app, you do the app. You say when they're delivered, they're going to get prompts, okay, time for you to check in. So they should know that they don't get to move to the next aligner until they do this. Then the little computer is going to say, you're good, move on. Not so good. Let's keep that aligner in, wear it another couple of days and use Chewies. Or let's go back to the previous aligner. And guess what? You don't have to deal with any of this. The little AI will do it for you. And you're only notified. I mean, you can go in and check the photos, and it's going to tell you there's photos that are in there, and they're going to be in your Align dashboard under virtual care. And you can check them out, right? But takes the patient 1 minute to do this every week. It's not a big deal. And what an incredible, just to add, not only are you going to have fewer refinements if you do this, you're going to have happier patients, you're going to have less butts in chair, you're going to have more revenue, you're going to save so much chair time, but also you're going to have such a cool network of photos going back every single aligner. You know what cool marketing stuff you could make with that? I mean, you could make like a flipboard video. I mean, my mind's spinning at what I could do with one of these if someone actually did this from A to Z. And certainly, honestly, if they're not checking in, well, they're not getting more aligners. I mean, they have to do what they're supposed to do. That's part of the agreement. So, and the patient's agreeing to this as well. That's part of the whole agreement. They're going to be part of the virtual care program. Certainly, if the patient has concerns, let them in the chair. Let them come in. But they don't need to be coming in every 3 to 4 weeks. All right, just no need. And just to give you more fuel for fire, the vast majority of orthodontists are giving the whole darn box to the patient and putting them on some type of virtual care, be it Invisalign Virtual Care with AI, in-hand dental, or dental monitoring. All right, thanks so much.